Welcome back, my good friend. Today is a very cold winter day. It's December 19. No, it's actually December 20th, 2020. We're in the highest peak of the coronavirus time. And in my video, I always share about self-review, daily introspection, because Socrates said a life without self-introspection is not worth living. So, what do I do in my daily life? I review, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Today I have 5 things that I have to review today. So let's go straight onto the video because I just want to share with you what is considered meaningful for my life. So number 1 to review today is don't focus too much in this life. And this don't focus too much in this life is the complete opposite of living, of the trend. Why do I say don't focus too much in this life? Because no matter, you and I both agree that life will come to an end. And no matter, because I had a mentality that I want to be the most famous artist in the world. I want to make a lot of money. I want to live a very comfortable life. So I want so many successful things. I want so many material things and want to have a good job and money and all of that. So I focus a lot in this life. But if you review yourself and look at the life of successful people like Robin Williams, very, very successful, right? Robin Williams, he commits suicide. He had all of the wealth, all of the success, everything. And the same with Steve Jobs. We all know Steve Jobs so well, right? So I can focus a lot in this life. And then what happened at the end? I have to give it up, right? Just like Steve Jobs, he had billions of dollars. At the end, he got cancer and then passed away. So now you were saying, the reason I live because I live for my family. I want to be happy, all of that. Well, you can build all of that up as much as you want to. I can do that as much as I want to. But the reality is, no matter how much I have, in the end, I have to let all of that go, right? So don't focus too much in this life. So if I don't focus too much in this life, so does that mean I do nothing? No, don't focus too much in this life, meaning your mentality. If you know that life will end, so what is the most important thing you need to do for yourself? That's why Buddha Sakyamuni, he is the prince going to be the king. So he will inherit enormous amount of wealth and kingdom and everything. So he would have everything this world ever desire. How come Buddha Sakyamuni give all of that up in one night? He give up everything and leave the palace to live a life of a cultivator. And that's because he recognized that no matter how much he had to let go in the end. So if he had to let go in the end, why don't he let go it now, right? If he let go it now, then he can focus on what's the most important thing. So don't focus too much in this life is to shift the focus to focus on the eternal life. How do you know what is eternal life and how do you know what to do? And that's when we look at the eternal expert, like the life of Jesus, the teaching of Jesus, Muhammad, Lao Tzu, Confucius, Buddha, all the enlightened saints, because they are the expert in how to truly live a life, a long-lasting life. So then, if you don't focus too much in this life, then you put all that effort in this life for more meaningful thing. And what is the meaningful thing? That's for you to realize that. For me, the meaningful thing for me is learning the Enlightened Saint teaching and share with people the Enlightened Saint teaching, because I have reaped the benefit. I have removed myself from suffering because Buddha and Jesus teaching, Lao Tzu, Confucius, and Muhammad's teaching. So I able to have peace and settledness. And so that's why I dedicated my life to share and also cultivate myself in the direction of the Enlightened Saint. And I'm going to stop with all these yapping because I can go on for miles and days and years with this. So I'm going to the next point in my daily review. The second one is always put a little more effort mentality. Because if we don't put effort now, we will regret later. So my second review is always put a little more effort. I need to ingrain that in my head in this lifetime, because I have this affinity to be here. What should I do? Completely nothing, or living a miserable life, or just going through life doing what? So always remind myself to put a little bit more effort. Because in life, for me, I either put a lot of effort to achieve something or put zero effort. Put a little bit effort, meaning no matter what you do, always do the best to your ability, and always have this mentality, I can push myself a little bit more. You don't have to push yourself 120%. You just push yourself 1%. Just a little bit more. When I like cooking, can I just do a little bit more better? When I do my painting, if I put in 8 hours, can I put in 8 hours and 5 minutes? Yes, it's possible. Why? Because if we don't put effort in this life, later on at the end of life, you're going to have a lot of regret. You're going to say, I wish I have more time. I wish I can do this. I wish I have time to spend time with this person, that person. I wish I have a few moments to say thank you or I'm sorry. Too late for that, right? So that's why in our daily life, we remind ourselves how to live a more fuller life is always, each day you wake up, can I put a little bit more effort? When I go to work, can I put a little bit more effort? And when I'm at home, can I put a little bit more effort in assisting other, in assisting myself, in assisting whatever that help me to go toward the eternal direction? Can I put a little bit more effort? Because as I learn through this technique or this way, is that my mind is more settled. My mind is more peaceful because I know I have applied effort. I know I have put in everything. So why are people unsettled? Because they don't put in effort. They don't do anything. That's why they regret. That's why they complain. That's why they are blaming others, because they did not put enough effort for their life. So it is very important, since we have this life, we put in the effort. Now, what is the ultimate effort? The ultimate effort is, like I said, don't put too much effort in this life, but how to transform from putting the effort in this life to transfer that effort to the eternal life. That's more ultimate, and that one I have to continue cultivate for a long time to realize the ultimate effort. Number 3, in my daily self-review, go along with my affinity. In this life, put in the effort, and this life is all about effort and affinity. So I need to go along with my affinity. What is affinity? Affinity is the way it is, the way it meant to be. So my review today is to go along with my affinity. And then my review is this life is equal to effort and affinity. This life is made out of effort and affinity. What does it mean by that? Go along with my affinity. If my affinity is to be alone, to live a lonely life, to live alone, and my affinity is that I right now had a low paying job. I am I don't know. I have nothing. I am not wealthy. I don't have anything. I don't have a lot of material like a lot of people. I literally don't have anything. I just sleep on the floor, and I eat very plainly, and I really don't have much except waking up, go to work, do my artwork, and then learn about the Enlightened Saint teaching. So that's my affinity, the way my life is. So then this life is about effort and affinity. So it's very, very important. This one is one of the most profound. Life is about effort and affinity. I didn't know that. I did not know that. Because some people, like for example, like me, I want to be a billionaire. I want to be a millionaire. I want to be the greatest artist in the world. And to do that, you need two things, effort and affinity. Did you put enough effort to be a billionaire? I mean, I put a lot of effort, but I don't know, because the other component to be a billionaire, to be the most successful artist in the world, is affinity. Have you planted the seed to be a billionaire? Have you planted a seed to be the greatest artist in the world? I did not do that. In the past, did you do that? No, I didn't do that either. In your past life, did you plant the seed to be a billionaire and the greatest artist in the world? No, I don't know. If you don't know, what is your current affinity now? And from that current affinity of me don't have enough, of me alone, of all of that and not successful, stay in my room, all of that. So what I can do is, affinity I cannot control, because the affinity is the reason that I'm like this. I don't know what the reason is. So I can't change the past. But what I can do with affinity is I can plan future causes to be a billionaire, to be a millionaire, and to be the greatest artist in the world. Buddha Sakyamuni said, in order to be wealthy, the causes is you have to give. The more you give, the more you have. So I can plan, if I want to be very successful, then I'm gonna plant, the giving seed. So the affinity, I can't control the past, because the result that I'm poor and alone now is maybe because of some affinity, some past causes. But what I can do is plan for a better future causes, like put more effort if I want to be an artist, a better artist in the future, then put more into training my skill to be an artist. Daily drawing, daily painting, daily studying about art, all of that. So I can plan future causes. And the other component is effort. In this life, the effort is something that is in your hand. So although you want to be a billionaire, to be the greatest artist in the world, you can put tremendous amount of effort, day and night effort. You might achieve and you might not achieve. Because remember what I said earlier, Buddha said, the other aspect is affinity. You can put 1,000 effort, but in the past lifetime, you don't give anything. How can you be a billionaire? Do you believe that some people in this lifetime, they put less effort than you, but they make more money than you? How come that's the case? Because they have that past affinity. Like for example, someone is genius at drawing and playing guitar and piano or writing music. They only put very tiny little effort. How come they can do that? And for me, day and night, I paint like crazy, but I didn't go anywhere because I can put as much effort as I want, but it requires that affinity part. So what's done is done. In this lifetime, I can put more effort and plant more future positive causes. So that's my number 3 review. Number 4, cultivation is the process of being forceful to natural. What is cultivation mean? Cultivation meaning to work on oneself from a good person to a great person. From the person with a lot of hot temper, negative habit, to be a little bit more better person. From a person who always complain to encouragement other. So cultivation, my review number 4 is cultivation is the process of being forceful to the natural. This one is forceful to natural is how to better and improving oneself. Because, for example, if you say that you're always shy and you want to be more open and more pleasant when you talk to people, and if you say that is who I am, you won't be able to change yourself. So you need to be forceful. If you are shy and you're not pleasant with people, or you always say negative things, then you need to be forceful to fix yourself, because that thing costs you suffering. That thing is a blockage that prevents you from loving yourself. Then you need, if you think that that is the blockage, that's the hindering to you, then you need to learn to change so that you can improve. I need to overcome this shyness, this gentleness, because sometimes in life you have to be strong, you have to be openness to be more pleasant with people. So for me is, in the beginning I need to be forceful. Maybe eventually from the forceful I become a little more natural. When I see you, I said, oh my goodness, good to see you. It's such a pleasure to see you. Oh, how wonderful. You're so kind, and you're so smart and so encouraging and so hospitality. I'm going to stay here all day long and talking to you and sharing a beautiful cup of tea. Hopefully, well, of course I'm not there yet. Hopefully in the future I will be a little bit more natural, because right now I have a lot of procrastination, anger, hatred, blaming other, complaining about other, and sometimes I'm very careless. So these are the negative quality I have. So I need to be forceful in changing that. So eventually I will be on time. I will be floating just like how the earth rotates around the sun, how nature take its course. Hopefully I will get there one day. Just put more effort, right? And the last thing on my daily self-review is life don't have to be a certain way. Eventually, life will be over. Do you agree with me? Life don't have to be a certain way. Actually, this is a very hard for me to take because I always want life to be a certain way. I want to be happy. I want to be happy now. I want my house to be clean, to be quiet. I want to have a new car. I want to be vegetarian. I want my life to be a certain perfect way. And because of that, I suffer quite a bit. I chase here and there, and now my heart is so tired. I don't want to chase anymore because I want life to be a certain way. But let me ask you, is your mind changed daily? Thought after thought, we change, our mind change, life change. No, nothing is guaranteed every single day. Nothing is guaranteed. Then why do we have to be so rigid, so strict that it has to be certain way? Our thinking has to be certain way. You better do what I want you to do because that's what makes me happy. I want my house to be like this. You cannot move things around. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. Why? Why do we have to be like that? Why is life has to be a certain way? Why can't life be open, broad? No matter if you can have the perfect life you want, what happened? Eventually it will be over. So no matter how much effort you put to have that perfect life, to have that perfect wife or husband, to have that perfect painting hanging, to have a perfect designer house, designer brand, whatever, eventually all of that hard work will be over. This life will be over. Would you agree with me? So if life don't have to be a certain way, if life will eventually over, then what should life be? Life can be whatever life can be. What we need to be is how to discipline oneself, how to improve oneself, and how to be smart and wise, to jump from this suffering world, to jump from this temporary realm to the realm of nirvana, to the next realm, the kingdom of heaven. How to have that? So that's for us to review our life daily, to have that introspection, to learn from the Enlightened Saints, to put more effort in this life. Don't run away from life. Put effort and then plant positive causes, always improving oneself, fix oneself to be better. The more you work on yourself, the more you will love yourself. And also remember, life will be eventually be over, so you don't have to be stressful. Suffering is also temporary. So I hope that we can learn together. I am so sorry for share with you about my self-review. Even though you can see my mentality, even though I review about my life, but I talk about other. So that's actually really bad of me. So again, this is actually for me. So if you feel offended or if you feel like I have been pointing finger, then please forgive me. This is my self-review, my self-reflection. Thank you so much for your time, and please subscribe so I can make more money and do better content. Actually, the money is the secondary. Most important thing is, how to elevate our mind. So thank you so much. I gotta stop with the yapping. I keep talking on and on and on and on. Sorry about that.